Markets waking up, baby, just like we were talking about last week. We're starting to see some pumpage to almost the exact levels we broke down on this morning's members Jumpstart TA session. Question right now for you. Did you see it? Did you get notified? And if not, why aren't your notifications on? Because I did post it publicly for about 10 minutes, not only on the post community page, but also just in the videos. So make sure you're keeping your eyes out for that. All you members, you should have seen it as well. It is there in the BitLab page. But the market waking up Q1, this is what we've been waiting on. Everybody, as we get into this, we got the pumpage. The pumpage season is here. The question is, have you been stacking? Are you still looking for those last bit of just stacking into that bag before everything runs away? We've got to make sure that we are ready because the most exciting part of this market is upon us. It is right now. So everything that we are doing right now is about to change our lives if we've been preparing. So everybody, let's get it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell, reshare this to your friends and family. Let's get that pump music going.
Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. SEC and its policies rely on whatever Gary thinks. Bitcoin's a flight to quality. I heard that from Larry Fink. Every hour losing purchasing power on foolish shelter. It's not our fault. Blame the cult. It's the political cowards when it comes to gas. I purchasing power just got cut in half. I sit back and laugh, open my bag, fill it with stacks and sats. Bitcoin, pumping, altcoins, pumping. I've been preparing for this. Can't tell me nothing.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality. We're hearing from clients around the world.
Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pumping. I've been preparing for this.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as
Bitcoin, pump, altcoin, pumping.
we are hearing from clients around the world.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Crypto, depending on how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a
Can't
flight
nobody
to
tell me
quality.
nothing. Bitcoin, pump.
We are hearing from clients around the world.
Prepared for this.
We are here for it. We've been stacking. We are ready. We are a family, BitLab family, the best place on the interwebs to get your unbiased, meaningful tools, content, resources, and community here with crypto. It is launch season. Let's get into it. Everybody hit that like button. Throw a 1 in chat if you are ready. Let's see if you're awake. Let's go. The market is absolutely ripping to the upside. What does it mean? Is this a bull trap or is this the true kickoff into Q1 that we have been waiting for, that I've been talking about, that I've been sharing for the last year? Are we really within it right now, or is there a little bit more chop? Because when we look at the market as it stands right now, look at this beautiful, this is the daily chart. This is not a 15-minute chart, a 1-hour chart, a 30-minute chart. Look at this beautiful falling wedge here and the breakout to the upside. Similarly, when we look at the others chart, look at this nice, beautiful bull flag and hugging that upper side of this resistance, breaking out and starting to push higher. This is why you're seeing some of your, this is pushing up because you're seeing some of your altcoins starting to push to new highs. What we want to do right now is understand what is going on here. And for those of you that have your subscriptions turned on here on YouTube and have your notifications turned on, whether you're a member or not, you will have seen, if you come over here, you see how it says members only. I had the members TA Jumpstart Monday morning, January 6th. I also had, for about 10 minutes, this is a few hours ago now, I posted this at like 7:15 this morning. I posted, if you had your notifications on, you would have seen this. You watch now, if I reload this, that public posting is no longer there, because if you had your notifications on, which means when you look below the video right here where it says subscribed, click that little arrow, turn on all, you'll get the notifications. Some of you, if who aren't members, every once in a while, I do post it for the public so you can see. I talked about the move that's happening right now on this morning Jumpstart. letting people know what the setup was. And so had you had your notifications on, you would have seen it, because look at this also. Look at the BitLab trading stack. Look at this large potential reversal. And this is right on the breakout. We also have the stochastics are starting to move up. The RSI right here is starting to move up. We have positive money flow. The VWAP is angled back up to cross back over, and we got the reversal signal. In addition to that, we see the price action pushed above the weekly VWAP right here. Sliced right through. This is on the daily chart, mind you. Sliced right through this 20 moving average. Found support on it. Now move from here all the way up. We are above the trend signal line. This is ultimately very bullish. One of the things I want to point out here as well is if we jog that from the top to the bottom, look at where we're at right now. We're kind of at a critical juncture. Yes, we're above the weekly VWAP. Yes, we are above the trend signal line. The price action currently is trying to break through this golden pocket of this full move. If this can push through, find some support here, essentially potentially forming a bull flag, this would give us those legs for that next move to the upside. We're going to come back to this. We're going to be diving in to the TA on this here in a little bit, because this move with this reversal signal that so clearly printed this on the BitLab trading stack. And mind you, we are back over $100,000. So that link you see in the top of the live chat there, the BitLab deal expiring, click on that. You will see that link. And I'm going to post it in the live chat so everybody can see it as well. You can take advantage of this today, so long as if price doesn't go back below $100,000, then if we close and continue pushing above, then that deal is expiring. So lock it in while you can. You get 15 days free in the Discord, which gives you those morning TA sessions, as well as the member streams, as well as all the chart requests and everything else that's in there. And if you want to upgrade your account, when you sign up at that link, lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal, look at this perfect call before this move to the upside. We are feeling good. The market's looking good. The question is, what are we going to do about it? Because when we look at what's going on in the market, Bitcoin's back above $2 trillion. We're sitting here. Let's go to the full market here. That was just a watch list. Back over 3.62 trillion. Is pump season upon us? Is the altcoins never nonstop, almost up only pumpamental sort of setup here? I do believe we are right now in the cusp of this truly being here. We got the inauguration happening in a matter of days with the most crypto-friendly administration we've ever seen. And we just saw this morning, I watched it live, the Prime Minister of Canada, who is basically calling people foolish for, speaking positively about Bitcoin. He resigned from his role, and so at least announced his resignation. So that is very bullish. The world is making way for a clearer path to freedom, which is Bitcoin and the crypto market being a major proponent of that. So when we're looking at what's going on right now, let's ask ourselves, have we been stacking? Have we been buying the fear? Have we been holding through the frustration? Because if you have, then you are about to have life-changing opportunities in your portfolio if you play this right. And that's what we're here for on the BitLab Academy stream. If this is your first time, I can guarantee you this is not going to be your last time. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the stream. My name is Kellam, and I'm happy to have you here. We're going to bring you meaningful tools, content, resources, and the most positive community, but an impactful community here in the crypto ecosystem. So let's dive into it. Again, we're going to be going through a bunch of TA, not only on Bitcoin, but also on this others chart, and also what's going on with a bunch of your favorite altcoins here with Ethereum and XRP and Avalanche and Cardano, ONDO, Link, and many, many more. So stick around. Let me know which coins right now. Type it in the live chat. I want to see everybody getting active. What coins do you want to see some TA on here towards the second half of the show? We got to talk a little bit of context right now, but I want to see what you guys are interested in, what you're stacking in, questions you have, throw it in the live chat. I'm watching. If you're watching on YouTube or on Twitter, all you have to do, if you're watching on Twitter, by the way, remind you, is just click on this, expand it. There will be a live chat session right here. I can see all that. That plugs into the same window. So everybody, every one of you, we've got about 500-600 people watching right now. Hit this retweet, hit this like button. Even if you're watching on YouTube, head over to this page. I'll copy this. If you're on Twitter, just exit out, hit that retweet, and go back into that live chat. This is how you get entered to win. And if we get 10 super chats today, let me set the goal right now. If we get 10 super chats today, we will do a drawing of those that retweet. I'm setting the goal right now. If we do 10 super chats today, we will pick a winner from those of you today that are hitting that retweet, hitting that like button. Let's talk about what's going on. Well, first off, I've been talking about the dollar index, and yes, we are going to do TA on all your coins, but we got to talk some context about what's setting up. The dollar index, if this is pushing up, it typically has a little bit of sell pressure, or at least lack of buy pressure within risk markets. As of late, we've been seeing Bitcoin push up with the dollar pushing up. So what's going to happen if there's that much bullishness in Bitcoin? What's going to happen if this does truly meet a little bit of resistance here and start to break down? That's just going to be exponential bullishness, I think, within the crypto market. And what do we see? The US dollar has officially retraced the 61.8 fib, that typical basically rejection zone. If this is going to reject, you see the wick there, the wick comes back down, the candle close. Is this setting up for this reversal? If so, we're going to have a lot more bullishness coming into the market. So this is basically a point for the bulls. And then we look at this chart right here. This is where we're at. This is where we're at. This is where we're at. And this isn't measured by days since the last low. This isn't measured by the halving. This is looking at the price action here. When we look at this, zoom in here, this is the price action pushing up into this slightly almost overheated zone, rejecting. And it's this move right here that truly starts that parabolic uptrend. Similarly, look, we paused right at this line again, and then we got that launch. Where are we right now? We've been holding right at this zone, pulling back the slingshot of bullishness. And if you've been frustrated at all, then you don't understand this market. Because I was talking to Drew this morning from Blockchain Basement. And when you see the price action, let's go down to like the 8 hour. When you see this price action, all of this price action between the $91,000 and the $108,000 level, really between about 96 and 100. This is something we want to see, because this is creating price memory. This is creating volume that is traded in this price zone, so that when we do start seeing huge amount of price action pushing to the upside, and we see price pushing up to 113, we see price pushing up to 120, we see price pushing up here to 135, which is actually a target we can talk about. And we do see a retrace. Now we don't have just some empty area. We have a lot of price action that's filled in. This means if we do get a rejection anywhere here and we do fall back down, we've got a little bit of barrier, some strength in this zone, price memory, for price action to bounce off of. We want to see this. This is what we want to see. Okay. So this is ultimately very bullish on what we're seeing right now in the price action. So the setup is here. We've seen what has followed. We've seen what has followed. Let's be patient. We're not going to need to be patient much longer. The exciting part of the market is here, and you are here for it. You're ahead of 7.5 billion people. Now, continuing on, what do we see? We also see retail must be coming back. Why is this? Bitcoin Premium Index is on the break-even point. It shows that sentiment by the US and institutional investors is back. This is when Coinbase, when you're buying spot on Coinbase, the price action has a little bit of a gap of what the price is on this exchange versus other exchanges that have more basically buying pressure in them, more activity in the order books for buys, I mean. Now, this is US focused because the majority of all US investors use Coinbase. So the fact that this is coming back up is showing that increase. This was a retraction and increase. This is an increase coming back to equilibrium of appetite in the US for buying pressure in the market. Now, the majority of the liquidity in crypto is in the US market. So this is something that we want to see. This is ultimately very bullish. You see right here where there was negativity, US retail, US investors not really buying, even institutions. Now, boom, on this flip right here, what did you see? Large move to the upside. Is that in store? What do you think? Do you think we're actually kicking in? Let me know in chat. Do you think we're actually kicking in to that next major leg of explosive bullish price action coming in towards the rest of this month? Let me know what you think in chat. Type bull if you believe it. Say not yet. If you don't, say bear if you think we're actually at a top and this is just a trap. I hope I don't see many of those. But if we do, hey, everybody's got a right to their opinion. And then we see right here, we've been talking about this, the history last year. The end of last year. Look at this sideways price action, deviation up, deviation down, launch. What do we see right now? Let's actually make this, you can see the same thing is playing out. Deviation up, Is that the deviation down that we just talked about? We're right here in the middle, actually a little bit further up now in this zone. Are we in for that next leg up? I do think that we are on the cusp of really having that price action that we could. I mean, guys, we've been here. We've been doing it. We've been doing it together. The calls that we've been sharing with you all together on this channel, in the BitLab Discord, in the Signals Lab, the free traders group. By the way, all those links are directly below. If you come right, if you're on YouTube, just see this down here, click that, expand it. Free traders group, link right here. If you want to get a NordVPN, you get 4 months free right here. You want to protect your crypto, best crypto cold storage right here. GetArculus.com. Use code BitLab20 for 20% off at checkout. And of course, if you just want some of the free, if you want to participate in this channel, about $1.25 a week, you can join to become a member of this channel right here and get those morning jumpstart TA sessions right here, as well as the member streams. If you want to get the BitLab full BitLab Academy, the Discord upgrade, get the 120 lessons, on-chain candles, candle patterns, all the different indicators, the BitLab indicators, all that and more. That link is right here. And this link will be just expiring after today if we're holding up over $100,000. That's lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. Just shout out to everything we're doing there. Now look at this. This is setting up the washout in both directions to clear the liquidity before the move higher. And this is further exemplified by our boy, Kevin Svensson. We see it. All-time high breakout. We had it. Retest the 50-day moving average, just like we saw right here. Just had it. Look at this. We're starting to make this move up, which is essentially right in this zone right here. Is this next? It feels more likely than not. So let's just make sure. And by the way, we're having a lot of new people come into the crypto community right now. So I just want to challenge every single one of you. Participate in the content that you see. Get active in the live chat. Head over here on the page. If you're watching, come down right here. Make sure you are subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. We got about 55% of the people that watch on a daily basis are not subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notifications. You'll get little Easter eggs in there that you'll get notified for if your notifications are on. And of course, hit that like button. Show some love. Same thing if you're over here on Twitter watching. Make sure you come over here. Follow me there. Hit that like button. Hit that retweet button. This is how you get entered to win. If we get 5 super chats today, we will be doing a giveaway. And the drawing will be of those of you that hit this retweet button right here. That's how we will draw. Now, continuing on, I do think we are here. Doesn't mean we're not positioned for a potential last washout. You always need to be cautious because everybody's expecting bullishness. But inauguration's coming up. The most pro-crypto administration coming in. Justin Trudeau just resigned. We're seeing institutions stacking on stacking. MicroStrategy just bought again today, another $100+ million of Bitcoin. There is an argument to be made that we could get a final washout, but I'm leaning, and I have been leaning, and I've been talking to you about it, way more bullish than that potential washout. We do have a bit of a trend shift signal right now on the BitLab trading stack. So maybe we consolidate here, which isn't out of the question. Why? Because if we measure from this high to this low, which is what these bars are right now, we can even delete it. Look, we measure from the high, option F, from the high to the low right here. Look at where we're at, golden pocket, typical area for some resistance, some known resistance. And where else is this price action? Right where this high is, right where this high is, right where this high is, right where this reversal is. Would stand to reason, and it wouldn't be out of context, and it doesn't mean the bullish push is over. If we got a little bit of a softening right here, whether it's a bull flag or even a retrace back down to about 100,000 for a test before liftoff. Having small retraces on the way up is not something that ends the bull run. It creates opportunity zones for those paying attention, or a reminder to be patient zone. Just remember that. So I do think this is in store. It doesn't mean on these midterm and smaller time frames under the daily, we can't have a little bit of chop on the way to the upside, but I do think the macro is going to be predominantly up. And then the question is, and I want to get through this quickly because I want to do the TA on the altcoins, because I do think the altcoins are starting to wake up. The AI narrative, the AI agent narrative is seeing massive growth while everything else has been relatively flat. There's going to be some profit rotation, I do think, in some near term that's going to come back into the crypto market, the other parts of the crypto niches. In addition to that, we have the $16 billion from FTX that kicked off on Friday that's going to start to be redistributed to crypto-focused holders, and it's getting sent to them in stablecoin. How much of that's going to go into the crypto market? I believe a good portion of that. So let's talk about it. Total 3, this is everything in the crypto market, subtracting Bitcoin, subtracting Ethereum. So everything else, what do we see? Bitcoin, Total 3 against Bitcoin have made a bullish MACD, meaning if you weigh this against Bitcoin, is it setting up to start running faster than Bitcoin? A bullish MACD crossed on the monthly chart. In addition, the PA is on the verge of the price analysis on the verge of breaking out of a descending broadening wedge. We see this angled to the downside. It could be a falling channel. It could be a descending broadening wedge. They both have the same outcome. These tend to break to the upside. The bulls tried, came back in. Now look at this. It's still hugging this upper bound while the MACD, this is showing that the sentiment is starting to lean more bullish. The bears are weakening, AKA the bulls are getting stronger. God candle for altcoins around the corner, but most won't believe it. This is what Mustache says, El Crypto Prof. And this is what that pattern looks like. These patterns angled to the downside tend to break bullish. And I do think we are setting up to this. And this is further supported by this chart right here. Zooming out, this is Mikey Bull. The explosive phase of alt season is officially upon us. This will run from now until March or April. I agree with this. I think we're going to have some softening in April and May. I think we might, whether it's a pullback or sideways action, I think we're going to have the same stress we tend to see in the summer when the markets soften up, the liquidity sort of evaporates because big money is on the sidelines. There's, and if we get a run up, if we get a massive Q1 and a little bit of hesitation in Q2, then I do think, end of Q2, first half of Q3, we could see some softness. But right now we're focused on Q1. Right now we're focused on what is going on in this market right now. What we saw in Q1 of 2021 is the price action push up, a little bit of, basically consolidation, little bit of retrace, wash out up, wash out down. You can tell by the wicks, comes right down into this basically support band, and then the launch happened. This is what we're seeing right now. The push up, softening into the band as this sort of rotated out. And what do we also see? If we exit out of this so you can see it, we also see the RSI came down, reset, and gave us that next leg. Look at that, came down, reset. Is that next move to the upside for the majority of the altcoins? I think so. God dang, I'm so excited about this because I've been patient. I've been frustrated. I've been excited. But we let our strategy do the work, everybody. That's what this is about. So when we see this, we should be very excited about this because the setup is here. Doesn't mean another washout couldn't happen. Always be prepared. Don't go 40x leverage and leave your computer for a week because you will get washed out. And then we look at tech dev. That when Bitcoin hits this expansion line, altcoins have gone on a steep 6-month run. Now, will we get 6 months all the way into June? Maybe we get that run all the way into April. Softens. We're going to have to see how this plays out. But what we're looking at right now in Q1 is when the price action on Bitcoin eclipses this expansion line, boom, this is when massive runs have happened. This is the altcoins down here. Look at that. This is where that move really gets excited. Now, why is this? Why do these different asset classes within the larger asset class of crypto, why does Bitcoin run and then altcoins? Because Bitcoin is that first signal. It's the canary in the coal mine that risk is on in the crypto market, that liquidity is coming in the market. So what happens is you start getting a lot of these people down here, meaning people that bought down here, people that bought all in here. You see this large movement to the upside. And then you start seeing profits being taken from larger players, smarter players, professional players. They take profit into the strength of the bull trend. Now, the understanding is this capital rotation that happens in markets. So as this is run, risk is on a lot of players. They start rotating capital out of Bitcoin, and you start seeing that capital, the profits rotated into the next, basically that next capital rotation in the market, which is the altcoins, which lags a little bit behind. You see how this kind of starts pushing up, and then same thing right here. This is slowly pushing, and then once this clears, look at this fast expansion of altcoins, massive move to the upside. 175 days, 175 days. Will we see 175 days? Again, this is going to be very tied to what the timeline's going to be this next six to 12 months in terms of what is the government in the US, how quickly can they move for the strategic Bitcoin reserve? What's going to be like with the new crypto and AI czar with David Sachs? Are there going to be changes in the type of regulations that either get softened, eliminated, or new ones get instituted? And remember, not all regulations bad. In some cases, some regulatory clarity might bring more money into the space. So the timeline over this next 12 months and how things are not only announced, but integrated and implemented is going to change the speed and velocity at which capital comes into this market. In addition to the fact, does this start a Bitcoin reserve arms race globally, not only for nation states and governments, but also for the largest corporations in the world? When we look at just the chart, let's forget all that other fundamental nonsense because sometimes it confuses everybody. Just looking at it on a chart basis, we are flirting right here with what happened here, with what happened here. The expansion phase, the parabolic growth phase in the altcoin market looks like the setup is there. So the question is, are you stacked? Are you prepared? Do you have a strategy? That's what we try to that's what we try to prepare you for here at BitLab Academy. And thank you all for being here in this family. Now, moving on, what do we see? We see signs of life in some of our favorite coins as well. Whales have bought over 1.4 million, not dollars worth, but 1.4 million Link. Now that would be 1.4 million times whatever the price of Link is right now. So I think it's about $23 or something like that. We can actually come up here. Let's look at Link. Yeah, $24. And look where it's at. We're going to jump into the TA on this and many other altcoins here in just a moment. But we see whales stacking. Whale stacking. Boom. That is very good. Just boom. Look at this. Step up, step up, step up, step up. Just buying as the price action is pushing up before liftoff. And remember how integrated Link is with not only the crypto market, but Link is also uniquely positioned that is going to be very widely utilized and integrated within SWIFT, which is basically the largest international finance rail. They're going to be utilizing Chainlink, also DTCC, which is a major clearinghouse for finance globally. Then you also have basically tokenization of different parts of the stock market or stock markets globally, as well as the RWA aspect of Link, as well as it being an oracle and being utilized for the majority of the crypto ecosystem. Link is so positioned and whales are noticing, and they're kind of stacking up here as the price is still at this point. And I do think that we're going to see the price of Link be well over $100 in this cycle, depending on how these things roll out this year. Again, it wouldn't be crazy to think that Link could hit over $200 and beyond. The question is going to be, were you stacking early in the fear? In the preparatory stage, are you buying the top of a pump? I am not going to advise any of you ever to buy a coin or sell a coin. All I can do is not give you financial advice. I could talk to you about what the data says and you can make your own decisions because this is very bullish. On the cusp of what we just saw on the mini charts I just showed you of the setup for the alt season that is upon us right now. The question is, but it's not doing 100%. What do you want to buy after 100%? Ask yourself, do you want to be the smart money? Or do you want to be the exit liquidity, being dumb money, being an exit liquidity for people that bought lower? That's the question that I have every time I make a decision of why I'm buying, what my strategy is. Then we also see Ethereum whales. Ethereum is not dead. This will melt faces, I'm telling you. Ethereum whales are accumulating like mad. Look at this. This is a balance on accumulation addresses. Accumulation addresses are addresses that have been designated on chain that get stacked, and they have very, very, very little selling, very little moving out of the address once it's in there. Look at the increase here back to 2017, parabolic curve of people just stacking. These are wallets that stack that are not selling. I could be wrong. I think the metric is at least 75% of all assets to get moved in that address don't get moved or, for an extended period of time. This is strength. This is what we want to see in this market right now. Guys. And then we look at this, Ethereum to Bitcoin. Look at this cross right here, bullish crossover. Look at this. RSI above the 50 line. Look at where this was. We had the accumulation, consolidation, accumulation right here. Boom, expansion. What do we see right here? RSI just broke back above 50. We broke through this neckline and this bullish crossover on the MACD. This is suggesting that we're about to see some pretty good growth in Ethereum as it is weighed against Bitcoin. So if Ethereum is going up and Bitcoin is going up, but you're gaining value against Bitcoin, that's what I want to see. Because what's the purpose of holding any altcoin if it's higher risk, if it's not moving faster than Bitcoin, which is a lot lower risk? Shout out to Papa Guth. If I stack Link, will I be able to get, hey, you know, very, very likely so, my friend. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. But this is looking, this kind of metric right here. We looked at all these larger others chart, the total 3 chart, the altcoin charts. But this is showing a specific asset, the largest altcoin out there, Ethereum, showing that it has signs of the breakout is basically imminent. Now, what do we see? The market has entered the last stage of the current bull market. Now, the question is going to be, how long is this stage going to be? The long-term trend remains downward. Now, this is talking about the realized cap, which suggests that the market is likely to reach its cycle peak by Q1 2025. I think this is possible, but unlikely. I think we will have a peak, but I don't think it's going to ultimately be the peak. What do I mean by that? When you come over here and you look, actually, let me come over here to Bitcoin strategy platform right here. Let's go to halving progress. And I've talked about this a lot. We look at this right here. This is 2013. We had this peak that everybody's like, there's no way it's going higher, sell off. And then you had that blow off top, you know, many months later here. So are we going to see something like this, or are we going to see a slow burn all the way to the upside? I think it's going to be a little bit of a combination of these two. I think we will get some overheatedness, but I don't think we're going to have like a 50 or 60% pullback like this was back here. I mean, look at this price, 221 all the way down to 68. It's like a 70% pullback. I don't think we're going to see that. The market cap's too big now, and people are stacking, understanding that world governments are about to be doing Bitcoin strategic reserves. I think we're going to see something a little more like this with, you know, this, remember, this had 11 moves over 15% on dips to the downside. This had 8 moves on the way from the low to the high of 26 to 45% on the way to the upside. So are we going to see something like that? You know, I think it's going to be more like this, but I think we're going to see large moves and 25, maybe a 30% pullback. Remember, right in this zone, we had 8 moves just in this consolidation area at the previous all-time high right here. There was 8 moves that full cycled this entire size. This entire size happened 8 times right here. What am I talking about? When we look at the price action, come back over here. Let's go to the daily. Double click here, make it, there we go. Look at this. This is from the top there. That is a 13,000% move. This is, $13,000 move. Come on, measure that. That is a $16,000 move. Let's see this. That is a $17,000 move. If you take it all the way to the low, that is a $22,000 move to the downside. Follow even right here. This is a $16,000 move to the $16,000 move to the upside. That is a $21,000 move to the downside. You get my point. Basically the entire size of the market that took 13 years or so to do back here, all the way up, we did just in consolidation before this next leg to the upside. So there can be some violent moves. And look at the BitLab trading stack calling these reversals in both directions. And golly, on the daily chart, if this BitLab trading stack called this reversal perfect. If we can hold somewhere in this zone here through the next couple of days and really start pushing higher, this will be excellent because we are right at that golden pocket of this stage. But moving back to what we were talking about, could we have a top in sometime in Q1? I think if we push up to 160 in March, yeah, we'll likely have a bit of a sell-off, come down to 120, maybe 115, maybe even 100,000. We're going to have to see how it plays out. We're going to be doing this day by day. We here with you every day, breaking things down. But don't get shaken out by the FUD right now when you have the biggest stacking in history that is not only being vocalized, but you see it happening in the books. You see the plans, you see the bills, you see the legislative adoption that's happening across the country with different state Bitcoin strategic reserves. You see the pressure, whether or not we're seeing the announcements yet globally. I guarantee you, most of the G7 nations out there are trying to figure out what they're going to do to keep up with this next most impactful, probably finance and cultural shift in the history of the world, which is freedom money, which is what Bitcoin is. Now, continuing on, looking at where we're at right now, let's get down into the 2 hour and see what's going on. This was signaled perfectly, guys. I mean, even on the 2 hour, look, 3 bullish divergences here on the BitLab trading stack. That link is right there, guys. lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. You get 15 days free for the Discord, and then about 35% off for the life of your account. You'll keep that deal once the link expires. But also, if you upgrade, if you get the courses and the indicators, which are packaged together, that's also about, instead of 77 a month, it's like 40 something. And the BitLab Intelligence, you get the BitLab Volume, which let's actually go out to a larger time frame. You get the BitLab Volume, which gives you these beautiful order. I mean, look at this. Look at this bounce at this order block. Comes right up into this other red order block. Perfect. Look at where it's hesitating. And then of course, you get the BitLab Trend Fuel, which is here at the bottom, which gives you a lot. So even though we're seeing a little hesitation, look at the bullishness in the dashboard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 signals. 4 of them are still in the very bullish category, which is why they're bright green. And when we get down to the 2 hour, we're starting to see a little bit of, I don't want to say weakness, but a little bit of slowdown. That's okay. Look how quick that move is. And there's a lot of buying pressure in here. Why do we know that? BitLab Intelligence, part of the stack. You see how this candle is teal? Teal candles mean that there's a huge amount of buying pressure that came in. We also see on the BitLab Trend Fuel, part of the BitLab trading stack. See the white bars? Normal buying or selling. Green bars, meaning a lot of buying came in. Green bars, a lot of buying came in. When you see red, that means a lot of selling is coming in. You can kind of catch the pressures that are coming into the market so you can read it a little more clearly. So if this hesitates here for a second, it's not the end of the world. We got positive money flow, which is what this negative money flow, positive money flow. And the VWAP angled up, stochastic starting to reset a little bit. Great. You know what I want to see? I want to see this, maybe if it's even for a couple days. I want to see this, or even on the 2 hour, several hours. I want to see maybe a bullish pattern here. So then we have that measure move that continues higher. So as it stands right now, and I called this move on the 715 members TA jumpstart, it was an 8-minute video. I went through Bitcoin, quite a few little altcoins very quickly, no news. We give you the setup for the day, what we're looking at. We talked about that likely move to the upside. And then about an hour and a half after we posted this, the move exploded to the upside. And this is beautiful right now. When we look over to, let's look at the others chart really quick. The altcoins setting, this was beautiful. Hugging the upper bound, boom, breaking to the upside right here. We want to pay attention to this. Positive money flow, the stochastics angled to the upside. We're feeling good. Let me scroll back really quick. Why is this not, are we still good? Yeah. I don't know. Oh, I'm on the analytics. Okay. For some reason, there we go. Scrolling back, I just want to see some of the coins that you guys had mentioned. We'll see which ones we can cover really quick. We got to look at Link. We got to look at Ethereum. I'm scrolling back. Where is that at? Oh, boom, boom, boom. All right. See Dog. We're going to look at Dog. We'll look at Aave, Sui. What else? Virtuals. Yeah. All right. So let me put some stars on these so I can make sure to look at the coins you guys want to look at, because that's what we do here. Sui, AGI, Aave. We're going to do some Turbo, TA. Good morning, everybody. By the way, let's see how active we can get everybody. We got 732 people in the room right now. Shout out to each and every one of you. Make sure you're following us for more. Make sure your notifications are turned on. Turn on Dog here. And all right, boom. Favorites. There we go. All right. So let's look at AI16Z. I'm going through, Hound Dog, AI16Z, and virtuals. Boom, right there. Let's go ahead. And we're doing community-driven coins right now. We can't do it all the time. Every time when you guys do super chat though, and you have a coin, I try to look at them for sure though. Look at this bullishness. This is taking the mind share. AI and everything going on there. And Virtuals also being an AI agent coin, as well as a liquidity provider for a lot of the AI's agents that are out there. Positive money flow. Stochastics coming down. We're on the daily. We're going to get a little bit more degen. We're going to look at the 2 hour. Look at this. Push up, rise, retrace, continuation, retrace, continuation, retrace, continuation. This is looking super, super bullish. The VWAP tried to come down here, but shot right back up. I expect the money flow will likely tick back up here very soon as well. But what we're seeing here, let's do a bit of a trend line right there, trend line right here. So falling wedge, even if it's not a bull flag, if it is a bull flag, either way, falling wedge indicated that this was likely going to break to the upside. Let's turn on the indicators. Look at this. Potential reversal sign took a little bit more time. Boom, popped up. And this happened when? Right when we saw 2 in a row. Look at this. BitLab trading stack. Look at this. 2 bullish divergences followed by 2 more bullish divergences. And this is after the price. You see this yellow line? Price went back above the yellow line, came down, tested this once, held it right here, tested it right here, then launched. That is showing bullishness. Money flow is trying to flip positive. Look at where it's sitting right now, right at this previous range high. I expect this will likely, next move will be testing 240. And then it's anyone's guess about that next move to the upside. But if you take just a measurement on the very small time frame zone right here, look at this. Look at where the price action is, right at the golden pocket. It rejected at the 786. Platinum pocket, as Army Piper calls it. So if we can hold in here and push up, take out this zone, then I expect we'll be coming up to the 382. The next stop beyond that is the 1.618 fib extension, which is 296, and then up here into that $3 range. But let the market figure out what it's going to do, because I'm bullish right now. You're bullish right now. There's a lot of bulls in the market. We might start seeing open interest come up. We might start seeing a recipe for a little bit of a washout before continuation, because there's a lot of economic news coming out this week, as well as a number of the Fed board members, the Fed, the ones that make the interest rates. There's discussions all week. They're all having talks. So depending on the different tonalities that they have and what they're saying could have a pretty big impact on the narrative in the market. So as it stands right now, this is bullish. If we do get a bit of a pullback, I think a good opportunity would be right here at the 1.382, 211 down to $2 for AI16Z virtuals. Let's look at virtuals. I mean, this looks exactly the same. Look at this. Found support on the weekly VWAP, pushed up, currently above the trend signal line. We had 4 bullish divergences just before the move. Guys, the BitLab trading stack, I'm telling you, for those of you that use it, look at this. Perfectly called this. Boom. Perfectly called this. Boom. Can't call every single move because it's all based on logic and reading what's happening in the candles and buying pressure and where it is relative to moving averages. But it's been pretty damn good. So negative money flow. This is pushing up. We want to see the money flow start coming back in. Otherwise, this might be a little bit of a fake out. This price action is right here where all this chop is. This needs to clear this and clear this zone right here, which is where this rejected and where all this chop is. And that is 456. If this has a little bit of trouble here, I'd like to see it keep above 414. If this does lose, I'd be watching, basically holding this zone right here. Right, 396. And if not, then we're coming down to this level right here if there's a corrective move in the market. So these are those levels that I'm watching on virtuals. Oops. I double keyed it there. These are the levels that I'm watching. If it chooses and breaks through this, then I'm watching for a move up here. If it comes down and loses this weekly VWAP right here at 414, then this is kind of, I want to say the final line in the sand. Just if it doesn't bounce here, then I'm watching it come down here. And if not, then maybe a bit lower. But things are lining. The bullishness is coming into the market. So watch for opportunities. If this does come down, great opportunity. Now we're going to the next one. Thank you very much. Hound Dog, I guess it says. Let's see. Link. We're looking at this. I can't do all these. I'll try to do as many of these as possible. But Ben Simmons, let's go down the list because some of those I actually want to do anyway. Link. So I noticed some price action here. I wanted to do, might seem like a lot of lines, but there's 2 things at play here. We have this sort of almost falling wedge, but it also, if you zoom it out like this, it almost looks flat in here. But kind of range, boom, 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 Boom. If we can clear this, we want Link to take out 25.40. And if it clears at that, we're looking at 26.86. And then the next lineup is going to be very important, $29. Money flow flip positive. And this is what I like right here. Money flow flip positive. We had a little bit of a corrective move here on the VWAP, but it came back above the zero line, meaning their goal is, at least as it stands right now, is to play a positive spread, which means price moves up. Price moves up. We can see it as relationship to the VWAP. Price is moving up and it comes back to the VWAP. Next move up, come back to the VWAP. Hypothetically, but we need a lot more signals. Well, we have two bullish divergences here. It's trying to make the move. Stochastics angled down a little bit right now. And this is kind of contending. Look at where the price is through all of this chop, this rejection, these bounces, this chop right in here. If this can clear this and really clear this zone, I think this is going to be a pretty quick move and up. But you can't ignore this price action either. This price action is rounding. So if there is one more sort of move down like this, that wouldn't be out of context. So I'm going to leave that on the chart right there. I'm super bullish on Link. So if that happens, awesome opportunity. ONDO, look at that. Where did price come? Price came all the way right back to this previous range high, to these previous chop zones right in here, to where this bounced over here. This is actually looking constructively bullish. Oops. The money flow is positive, but it's starting to trickle out here. This is looking a little indecisive at the moment. I would wait on this for the moment. If this does come down a little lower, I'll be watching for an opportunity like down in here for sort of a washout move before the next move. If this is able to hold as it stands, and look at this, it's being held hostage by the trend signal line. A little more weakness than we saw, a very small amount than we saw in the last two altcoins. If this can hold this zone, push up, we're watching this zone right here as really, if we can clear $1.63, I think we're going to get a pretty big move up. And that would be probably within this zone here and this basically $1.80 sort of mark. Now, I got to clear this out. Time's running short here. Aerodrome. I also saw, yeah, so this is, I mean, this is calling this beautifully. This had a small resurgence, couldn't handle it, boom, down. So looking at Aerodrome right now, look at it, it's pinched between the weekly VWAP and the trend signal line. If this can push up, we're watching. We need it to clear $1.59 for the next move up. This is going to be a little bit of a zone here. These two zones right here. If this can push up into the zone, I think we might get trapped here before liftoff. But as it stands right now, there's bullishness that wants to happen, but it's not yet really happening yet. I think everybody's kind of waiting. Is this a false move or are we going to get some clearance on Bitcoin? And then you said the last one we'll do here is dog on Bitcoin. One of my most bullish plays that I'm looking for 2025, because it's an untapped sort of culture coin, meme coin narrative within Bitcoin. Every token is distributed. It's very evenly distributed across over 100,000 wallets out there. It's not the meme coin style people like on Solana that are there for pumps and dumps. This is Bitcoin minded people. This has Satoshi's type of principles and vision. There's, they're not paying for listings, and yet it's, it's nearly flipped every major meme coin out there without tier one listings. And so when the markets really start to heat up, liquidity really starts to flow, I do think this is going to do very well. And remember, there are zero paid influencers for this coin. It's just a coin that people really believe in. This is nice rounding bottom coming up, building this structure right in here. If this does fall, I'd be a definite buyer. I mean, anywhere here, anywhere in this range, I'd be a definite buyer at 0058 or even down here at 00504. This would be excellent if that were to happen. If Bitcoin really starts to move, if there's a little rotation from the AI narrative, or if the market just really has that explosive move that it could happen any moment, I do see this having very, very, very explosive move, in this Q1. Ultimately, I'm watching this target right here, which is from where we're at right now. That is about a 1.5x. But I expect into this market, there's no telling how high this can go, because there's not the sell pressure type mentality like you're seeing in Solana, where it's quick pump and dump type stuff. This is kind of like when Dogecoin launched, when it forked, it was a fork of a fork, right? And it just built a community. This is type of community within Dogecoin. You see Mustap Murad talking about it. You see Dan Gambardella talking about it. You see Mark Yusko holds it. He's a hedge fund manager. He's talking about it. He likes the type of culture and community it is because it's not a pump and dump, ruggable type coin. It's a coin that's held equally by community-driven people. And once this does, and I do believe it will start getting listed on different tier 1 exchanges, there's the sky's the limit on this. So I've been stacking, and I just kind of leave it and let it stand. And, you know, we saw in my altcoin portfolio that I've been stacking with you all. This is that position portfolio I've been sharing with you all. Dog, you know, it was much lower. We stacked into it. This actually is holding a pretty large, I would say, an overweighted portion of this portfolio. And why would I do that unless I believed in it? And I do believe this is going to do very well. But this, remember guys, this dropped. It went from like 140 down to like 92 or something. This is a position portfolio. We're not trading this. These are coins that we're holding for some time, you know, well into Q1, probably maybe into Q1, maybe early Q2. We start taking some substantial profits. But guys, I'm so bullish on what's happening this cycle. You all are here. I am here. I love you all. Make sure that you follow, have your subscriptions on, have your notifications on, show some love, and we're going to be keeping you guys in the know. Again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, ding the bell. We're going to be heading over to the blockchain basement now. So let's all go right in there. Let's all say the BitLab fam is here in the live chat. As I end this will automatically redirect you there. Everybody say the BitLab fam is here. Let's do it. Let's go rate them. Big love to you. Adios, muchachos.